Welcome to the MLSsoccer.com preview for the Herbalife World Football Challenge with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Seguini. Huge tournament coming to the U.S. this summer involving 13 teams. 5 of those teams are from MLS. The New England Revolution, Chicago Fire, Philadelphia Union, Vancouver Whitecaps, and the LA Galaxy will be taking on some of the world's best. Another big matchup from this tournament, FC Barcelona taking on Manchester United in a rematch of the UEFA Champions League final.
In addition to those world powers, there are going to be teams sprinkled from across Europe. From the English Premier League, Manchester City. From La Liga, Real Madrid. From Italy, Juventus playing Serie A. And then from Portugal, Sporting Clube de Portugal. Not to forget the Mexican giants, Chivas and America.
Yeah, this tournament is actually going to have a winner, unlike a lot of summer friendlies that we've seen. Each team plays 3 games, except for Sporting from Portugal, so throw them out of the standings. The MLS teams are combined, so all 3 Eastern Conference teams play 1 game, but they count in the standings as MLS East. The Galaxy and Vancouver will play 3 games total. They'll count as MLS West. 3 points for a win, 2 for a shootout win, 1 for a shootout loss, 0 for a loss in regulation. Should be interesting, Simon, because there's also bonus points awarded for goals scored, up to 3 goals in a game. So it's really going to promote attacking soccer.
And the whole thing gets underway on Wednesday. New England Revolution hosting Manchester United at Gillette Stadium. 8 p.m. Eastern is the kick. Now, all the matches from the World Football Challenge will be televised by the ESPN and Univision networks. Check MLSsoccer.com for the details.
All right, Simon, now it's time to get into some of the games that interest us, and we're going to start with the rematch between the LA Galaxy and Real Madrid. Very interesting because last time they played last summer, the Galaxy were up 2-0 at halftime.
And the Galaxy, the best team in MLS during the regular season last year, expected to give them another battle this year. This is the same Real Madrid team from the last campaign that battled on both fronts, La Liga and Champions League. We're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, Mesut Özil, and along with them, they now have a Portuguese defender that's just joined their big acquisition of the summer, Fabio Coentrão, a guy that Jose Mourinho has been after for a while. But we'll see. The LA Galaxy, they need a big scalp here against one of the major clubs. They've tried in years past. We'll see if they can pull it off. They might have a better opportunity 8 days later at the HDC against Manchester City.
All right, that game against Real Madrid is at the LA Coliseum on Saturday. We're going to move on. The Chicago Fire get to take on Manchester United. You remember last year during Manchester United's tour, Kansas City got a victory over them. This year, could Chicago be the team to knock them off?
And that result against Kansas City, not many were expecting it. Kansas City, not one of the better teams in MLS last year. I think people look at the Chicago Fire, might not be expecting great things out of them in this matchup. But if you look at MLS play, Chicago has been playing some of the better soccer, especially lately. So if there were an upset to be had in this World Football Challenge, this could definitely be one of them.
All right, and last year we saw the Philadelphia Union play a real tough game against Manchester United. This year they take on Real Madrid. What are your thoughts on this matchup at the Link in Philadelphia?
Now the Philadelphia Union, a lot more experienced than last year, and they gave a great game to Manchester United. Gabriel Obertan only resolving that one late in the game. So I think they will definitely put a good showing. Peter Novak will get his guys up for this match. Philadelphia, remember, the leading team along with the Red Bulls in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, another interesting matchup. Doesn't involve any MLS teams, but it will be played at Citi Field in Queens, the home of the New York Mets, and that's between Juventus and Club America.
Yeah, very interesting to see the baseball stadium converted into a soccer stadium and to see how New York City reacts to having Juventus, obviously the large Italian-American population in New York. But that's not the only baseball stadium that will be converted. Sun Life Stadium in Miami will also be converted to soccer for the big match between Barcelona and Chivas Guadalajara. Interesting to see how Miami responds to a major matchup. And if not, we're not done with novelties, Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina, home of NC State football, they will host Juventus versus Chivas Guadalajara. So an interesting trio of matchups there.
One final game we have to get to, Simon. Barcelona taking on Manchester United, a rematch of the UEFA Champions League final from last year. This game is July 30th from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
And it's a real treat for the fans, Jason, because usually the big powers like to stay away from each other in preseason. It's not happening in this World Football Challenge. It's going to be interesting to see Manchester United, how they changed with these couple of tweaks they've made to their roster. Ashley Young joining from Aston Villa, promising young forward. And then David De Gea, a young goalkeeper coming from Atletico Madrid in La Liga. You'd think he'd be very familiar with FC Barcelona, and this will be his toughest test before they get their English Premier League season underway, going up against the likes of Xavi and Iniesta, a Barcelona team we all know well after their domination of world soccer in recent years.
All right, and don't forget, you can also check out Manchester United taking on the MLS All-Stars on July 27th. That game is on ESPN2 and Galavision. Thanks a lot for joining us on the Herbalife World Football Challenge preview.